everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Vlogmas. Which day is it? Day 6! Vlogmas day 6! Yes! I'm so excited today. I got my Minnie Mouse poncho on that I got from Tokyo Disneyland. So just a reminder for everyone, for Vlogmas this year, we're doing something special. We're doing a Disney tip per day, hence a Disney tip Vlogmas is the title of the videos. Every day from December 1st to December 25th, we are doing a tip for traveling to Disney parks around the world, and today we are going back to my favorite park. I've done a lot of these for Tokyo Disney. It's Tokyo Disneyland. We're going back to Tokyo Disneyland. It is my favorite park in the world. I have a lot of tips for Tokyo Disneyland, I guess because I used to live there, but anyway, this one is a really good one and really important if you are going to go. So let's go. So if you're going to visit Tokyo Disneyland, you've probably gone to the Tokyo Disneyland website and checked out all the cool shows and attractions that they have at the park. There's a couple of really good shows at Tokyo Disneyland. One of them is the castle projection show, so a fireworky castle projection show called Once Upon a Time, which I know has travelled to other parks in the world. I think maybe just Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. But anyway, it has travelled around the world. And there's an underlying story of Mrs. Potts telling Chip stories to help him go to bed, and she sort of talks him through loads of the famous stories, Disney stories, including Winnie the Pooh, Alice in Wonderland, which was my favourite, and of course Beauty and the Beast. I guess he should, well, I mean, the continuity is really strange in it because Chip and Mrs. Potts are still crockery, but she's telling him about the story of Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, it's fun. It's a good show. Now, the castle projection show at Tokyo Disneyland is usually Once Upon a Time, but actually at the moment it is what's it called? What? I can't remember. Disney Gifts of Christmas. Disney Gifts of Christmas. I cheated and had a look at my notes. But at the moment it's Disney Gifts of Christmas, but usually it is the Once Upon a Time show. And there's also one of my new favourite shows, which I hadn't seen until the last time that I went, which is One Man's Dream. Now, both of these shows come with special tickets, and it's a little bit complicated to understand how you get them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So before we go on, there are two things to note about these shows and the special tickets that you get for them. First thing, you cannot book tickets for either of these shows before you turn up to the park. There is no way. You cannot fill out an online form, you cannot talk to any tour guides. There is no way for you to get tickets for the shows before you actually turn up. Actually, there may be one way for you to do it, which is to sign up to one of the tours inside of Tokyo Disneyland. You might get tickets to see it then. I'm not sure. That might be a cheating way out of it. But generally, if you're going to the park on a normal day out, you won't be able to get tickets for the show ahead of the day that you're going. The second thing is, if in the method that I'm just about to tell you, you're unsuccessful at getting tickets, don't worry. You can still go see both shows extremely easily. You just won't get into the special seating area. So that leads us on to talk about how you get tickets and what the tickets are actually for. So first of all, the tickets are kind of like priority seating. They're a little bit like fast passes for these two particular shows. So for the castle projection show, Disney Gifts of Christmas at the moment, but usually Once Upon a Time, there's a section right outside the front of the castle with as kind of bleachery style seating. They're not really bleachers, they're just benches that are outside of the castle. But because they're at the sort of prime spot in front of the castle, you get a perfect shot of the castle for the show. For One Man's Dream, these tickets act exactly like fast passes. One Man's Dream is shown usually around, I don't know, somewhere between 2 to 4 times a day. And so if you are successful at getting the tickets, you'll be able to get into one of those shows for definite. If you're not successful, you can wait in a standby line and you may get into the show. Maybe. It's worth giving it a shot if you can't, because it is a great show. Another side note to talk about with One Man's Dream is the first show of the day is usually non-ticketed. So if you get into the park and you try the method that I'm just about to tell you and you're not successful, you could just go line up straight away for One Man's Dream, because that first showing of the day will be unticketed, so you could go for that. If you're unsuccessful at getting tickets for Once Upon a Time or Disney Gifts at Christmas, don't worry, because you won't be able to sit in front on those sort of bleachery, benchy style seating, which is right in front of the castle, but you will be able to stand in the piazza behind. And if you get there early enough, you can have a very very, very good view of the castle. The castle at Tokyo Disneyland is designed over the castle at Walt Disney World, so it's about the same height. So you could be anywhere in the piazza really and get a really good view of the castle. So don't worry about being unsuccessful. In either case, you should be able to, for Once Upon a Time or Disney Gifts at Christmas, stand in the piazza and view the castle, or for One Man's Dream, either go for the earliest show that you can do, which is unticketed, or wait in the standby line and hope that you're able to get in. So how do you get your tickets? We finally got there. How do you get your tickets? This is where the complexity comes in. So right, so pay attention. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it simple. When you go into Tokyo Disneyland for the day, you'll obviously have your paper tickets that you take with you. Tokyo Disneyland still has paper tickets, and you use these paper tickets to get your fast passes, to go in and out of the parks and other such things. So you're obviously not going to lose them. You want to go to a place called the Tomorrowland Hall, which is a little bit further deep, like a little bit deeper into the park than Space Mountain. So if you go into the park and head around to the right, you'll hit Tomorrowland, and if you pass Space Mountain, you will then hit a place called Tomorrowland Hall. And inside of Tomorrowland Hall, there are loads and loads of sort of electronic booths, almost like ticket machines with touch screens on them. So what you do is you go up to one of the machines and you select the show that you want to try and get tickets for, either One Man's Dream or Once Upon a Time / Disney Gifts at Christmas, and you select what time you want to try and get tickets for that show. You then take your ticket, your paper ticket for the park, so your park ticket, as well as everybody else in your party that you want to see that show with, and you scan them into the machine. After you've scanned everybody's ticket, you then click a button, which is effectively a lottery. So the lottery will run, and then it will either tell you that you've been successful and you'll get a set of tickets for that show that you selected, or you've been unsuccessful and you're not going to get any tickets today. So this begs a bunch of questions. First of all, what happens if you are successful? If you're successful, the machine will spit out tickets for your party to attend that show, and it will tell you a time that you need to arrive by to go into the area for either One Man's Dream or the arena. It's not really arena, stadium, hall for One Man's Dream, or to arrive at the bench section in front of the castle for Once Upon a Time / Disney Gifts at Christmas. If you are unsuccessful, what do you do? Nothing will really happen with the machine. The machine will just tell you that you're unsuccessful. Of course, the next question that you have is, can I try again? The answer is no. This is actually pretty weird because sometime Once Upon a Time will be showing twice a day. On really popular days, it will be showing twice a day. One Man's Dream is shown multiple times a day as well, but you can actually only enter the lottery for both of them once. Like, you can enter for Once Upon a Time / Disney Gifts at Christmas once, and you can enter for One Man's Dream once. That's it. So at most in a day, you can play the lottery twice. Again, just remember that if you are unsuccessful, there's still ways to see both of those shows, so just don't worry. The next question is, when is the best time for you to go to Tomorrowland Hall to guarantee getting a ticket? And this is not actually a question that I know the answer to, but I can give you some insight into how they do this system. So first of all, it seems like it doesn't actually really matter when you go to the hall. They seem to stagger the release of the tickets throughout the day, so it doesn't seem to matter if you go really early in the morning to try the lottery or really late, and it doesn't seem to matter if loads of people go in the morning or if very few people go in the afternoon. It really doesn't matter. I've been successful with getting tickets for Once Upon a Time twice, and for both of those times I got them in the afternoon. The other question is, do you have more luck going to one booth more than the other? If you go into the Tomorrowland Hall, you will see that the booths are all numbered. Now, for very superstitious reasons, I always go to number 13. My theory is that everybody else hates the number 13, so if I go to number 13, maybe I'll be successful. And I'll tell you that I have been successful once, just once, at booth number 13. So I don't know. I don't really think there's anything in it. I think it is a true lottery. I don't really think you can fix it in any way. I think you just have to go, you have to play it and hope that you're successful. So that's all for Vlogmas episode 6. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about dining with an Imagineer and whether it's recommended or not. Small hint, it is. It's really So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you then. Bye.